All right, good morning. So we're gonna give everybody a couple of minutes to get in here. So we'll get started in about 2 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna give it one more minute and um, just to make sure we all of our attendees. So hey, welcome back from the Thanksgiving break. I hope that everybody had a great Thanksgiving. I hope that you all had some amazing sales. Um, I really do. I know that we were terribly busy. um, so yeah, we'll give everybody a chance to get on. There's Miss Renata. Hey, Renata.
Good morning, everyone.
Hey, I was getting everybody a chance to get on, and we'll go from there.
Taking advantage of this late postal service, they stay open until 1 during the holidays.
Which is always great. All right. So before we get into this, I do want in the comments if you guys will tell me how was your Black Friday? How was your Cyber Monday? Are you still, you know, did you have a good Black Friday, Cyber Monday? I have so many different people's posts who shared how they're doing and how they've done. And so want to find out how was your Black Friday, Cyber Monday? Can you type it in the chat? You can unmute yourself, or I can unmute you, and you can share with us how was your Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Hopefully, you used some of the tools that we recommended, some of the strategies we recommended to help you have an amazing Black Friday, Cyber Monday.
Well, I can say having Walmart as an addition to my repertoire made all the difference in the world to me on my Black Friday. I had some issues with my Amazon account. They haven't shut it down, but I've got some performance issues with returns, which is really weird because all the returns are, customer something. And so they call it now. I don't know if that's new or not, but I've never been in that scenario, but they're calling it a policy violation where the customer can put pretty much anything they want in there. So I ended up just after Black Friday putting my account on hold just because I didn't want anything else to come through while I was investigating some of the other claims or whatever. So having the automated piece of deliver on Walmart side and the additional orders on the Walmart side were indeed a lifesaver for me over the Black Friday weekend. So hopefully if you guys are new to Walmart, you have taken advantage of some of the tools, tips, and strategies that Nicole has given you, and you had a great weekend last weekend.
That's my prayer. That is absolutely my prayer. So, can you guys, like anybody, were you able to use some of the tips and strategies that we gave you for Black Friday? Did you get any sales on Walmart? Are you focused on other platforms? What happened in your business? You can just.
Tennille says she had a great Black Friday weekend, so we are thankful for that.
I think we lost her. I think she muted. Say it again, Renata.
I still have that whole disconnect thing in the middle of everything. Praying for everyone's business over the holidays. So we're thankful that at least one of our partners has had a great Black Friday weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Anybody else want to share anything? So I will tell you that we sourced a lot. We also sold, but I worked on some last minute bundles, which was crazy. And it's been amazing to see, how all of this, works together. Um, so my boys and I, like, they're exhausted. I have so many screenshots of stuff that we found, and I figure out when I'm going to post all that because normally I do a video afterwards. I haven't had time for a video. So, but there's just so much opportunity out there right now to make a boatload of money. And I just want to encourage everybody that you haven't really kind of stepped up your Walmart game, definitely get into the game. A lot of people are making the shift, and it's definitely worth, getting serious and getting focused on your Walmart business. It really is. All right. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start, I think. All right, this is Nicole Whitlock and Renata Darden with eCom Sellers Mastery. And today we are covering session 5 of our 8-session series, our intensive on Walmart to help you with your Q4 sales and beyond. So I will tell you before we get too deep into this that the strategies that we have in here are not just for Q4. These strategies will actually work throughout the year. And with the fact that there are more online buyers than there have ever been. Online buying is going to be a hot topic, and my prediction is it's probably going to go beyond March. So some of the numbers that we were talking about, the people were experiencing in online sales in February, March, and April that were like Q4 type numbers. I think those numbers are going to be indicative beyond this holiday shopping season. So I want to encourage you to make sure that you have a really good plan and a strategy to keep this business going, is you have probably at least another 4 to 5 months of insane sale productivity that you could be taking advantage of all of the traffic coming to your stores, whatever type of store you have, and use these strategies that we talked about in Q4. Use them in your business every single day beyond this, December period. So this is our 7th session. In 2 weeks, we'll have our 8th session, and then the series will wrap up. But again, you can use this for any time. So Don't sleep on Walmart. If you didn't really, focus and commit to Walmart for Q4, just know that you could continue to get Q4 type sales January, February, March, April, probably even May, if I'm gonna be honest, because unfortunately of the pandemic, and because people are still going to continue to buy online after this period because they've realized and appreciated the convenience of online buying. So a lot of people that historically would not have bought online, they've been online since last March and they're going to be online for 12 months. So at that point, you've built a new habit. There's going to continue to be a lot of buyers. So don't sleep on your Walmart store. So in our last session, well, I just want to get a status update. So hopefully you watched the last session. We covered a lot of stuff. Have you used Keepa or did you use any of the tools that we recommended in our session 6? There were a lot of tools that we recommended to help you get some statistical data. A lot of those were Chrome extensions and they were free. Did you conduct additional keyword research, optimizing your listings for Black Friday, Cyber Monday? Did you use any of the social signals so you can push your listings out? One of the platforms that's amazing for getting traffic to your listings is Pinterest. I mean, Pinterest was made for links, made for links. Instagram, not always made for links. Pinterest, definitely made for links. Did you create any bundles or multi-packs? We hope that you did. And how was your Black Friday, Cyber Monday? Are you keeping yourself accountable to you? This is going all the way back to when we first started with session 1, which was I said I was going to list this many things. Did I actually list this many things this week? My goal was to get this many sales. Did I actually get these many sales? And so that accountability checklist that allows you to keep yourself accountable to you, because we don't know what your performance is, but you do. And so hopefully that will put that bug in your ear to like, okay, I got this. And then what questions do you have? So you can type your questions in the chat. I think Renata is answering most of the questions. So if Renata, if there's any good questions in there, if you want to unmute yourself and share them, that's great. And we'll keep going from there. So last week we covered Keepa, research tools, keyword research, using social signals. We talked about some hot niches, especially for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, some selling strategies, and bundles and multi-packs. Today, we're going to be covering using Shopify, diversifying by selling on other platforms, reverse sourcing, and then we're going to do another quick review. So before we get into that, one of the tips that I want to tell you, we can cover it in hot niches, but I want to tell you this now since it's fresh on my mind. We're going into year end. People are going to be establishing new routines, new habits for the new year. Some may set, New Year's resolutions, some may not. So I want you to think about that in the context of what could I be sourcing? What should I be sourcing? If there's an opportunity for me to maybe step into the private label game, is there a window in which it's optimal for me to do that? So when you think about year end, you've got New Year's, people putting their New Year's stuff up. You're going to have some Valentine's Day. Definitely people will be putting up listings for Valentine's Day. So New Year's and Valentine's Day, do that now. In addition to that, there's going to be some people that are going to be wanting to focus 100% on their health. Not necessarily, there's two different ways to look at it. We could be focused on our health, or we could be focused on our fitness, or we could be focused on both. But when I say health, it's all those things that are going to help boost your immune system, strengthen your immune system, correct your immune system, or just give your immune system the support if you get COVID-19. So you can do Google searches on your own to look for any supplements that people can be taking, and then are you selling any of those supplements or related supplements? Is there a private label opportunity for you to get into that? In addition to that, are there any habits or routines or things like new sanitizing tools? Are they out? I have, Renata will tell you, it's true. I have 7 air purifiers with the UV light, but I had them before COVID-19 hit. And they run in my house nonstop. But things that people are buying to reduce the chances of the COVID-19 spread, maybe in their own homes. So what are those things that people are buying? What are they using to sanitize things? There's more stuff out now. And so, you don't have some of the restrictions and limitations that you do on Amazon when it comes to some of those essential products. So, are you sourcing any of those? And then health, their fitness. So, health, continuing on health, what are the things that people, if they want to cook differently starting in the new year, what are, if they're going to start doing exercise, clothes that they might wear, workout clothes, things that they can do in their home, exercise mats, making space in their house. So, what type of organizational stuff or adjustments will they make to their house to be able to buy those types of things? So, I want you to think, really, really think about what is it that you could potentially be sourcing that's going to definitely be in the wave of things that people would traditionally be buying at the end of December into January and February. Is there anything else you want to add to that, Renata?
Nope, I think you got it covered, Coach.
All right. Okay, so using Shopify at the beginning of this session, or session one of this series, we talked about integrating your Walmart listings, and you don't have to integrate all of them. You can integrate some of them, but integrating your Walmart listings onto Shopify. And so if you have a Shopify store, all you have to do is go to the Shopify App Store and select the Walmart Marketplace app. It is a free app. There are some other apps in there. I want to say CED Commerce has an app, and there's a couple of others that have apps where you can integrate your listings from other platforms, including Amazon, onto Shopify. You can also, if you haven't already taken the opportunity, watch session one and I think also session three, but because we talk about Shopify a little bit more there. But you can also use this method if you haven't gotten approved. You can use this method to approach Walmart about selling, and they'll give you, in most cases, they may give you a provisional approval, and then you have to move through the process from there. So Shopify is always a great opportunity, especially if you're a person like myself that likes to do bundles, if you like to sell certain specialty things, if there are things that you make, some people that make things, they also sell things on Etsy, but don't overlook the opportunity to push your listings from Walmart, selected listings, over to Shopify if it makes sense, or if you want to have your own Shopify storefront. The key to having a Shopify store is that you do have to make sure that you know what audience you want for your store. Most Shopify stores are niche related or general in a specific niche. So when I say niche related, they may only be selling handmade um, handmade dolls. We'll say that. And so maybe they are handmade dolls that they actually engrave the child's name on it or something like that. And it's a specific type of doll or whatever. That traditionally would go over on Etsy, but you could also set up a Shopify store where it's just focused on that. Or maybe you're a person that maybe you have a wholesale account. And so maybe you're selling candles, or you're selling specific type of books and planners, or maybe you're selling watercolor paints, whatever it happens to be, you have a niche audience that you're focused on. So when I say dolls, so my audience might be parents of little girls. That's my audience that I'm going after. Parents of little girls who are buyers. And so I'm going to target that audience. Creating a general, like completely vague Shopify store, unless you have a lot of money to throw at marketing and ads, then it may not be the best thing for you. When you do have a lot of money, you can't open a very general store that may have a hodgepodge of things. And the great thing about Shopify is you can create a store that maybe has multiple folder tabs. Maybe one folder tab is just focused on pet related stuff. The second and folder tab might be focused on electronics. The third folder tab might be focused on toys for girls. The fourth folder tab might be focused on health supplements. And so it's like, that's really random. None of those things are related. They're all completely different. And you would need to, again, have the capital to be able to do marketing to drive traffic to those items unless you're going to just focus on one specific product that you're going to promote in Facebook ads and Google ads and other sales channels. But if you don't have that, make sure that you know your audience, make sure that you create a Shopify store that using the keywords that your audience might be looking for, and that you want to make sure that you have some ads that are going to help promote whatever the product is. So if I'm doing dolls, I'm making dolls, or maybe I'm selling from a manufacturer and I'm using maybe print on demand where we're creating a doll and getting outfits that have the little girl's name on it or whatever, then that's a print on a demand opportunity along with an opportunity with the manufacturer. You might be using a prep center to do that type of work. Having a store where you focus on that specific item is going to be key. And you want to set up your store right. So we do have a separate Shopify training for that. I just want you to know that there is the opportunity for you to integrate some of your Walmart listings, or if you choose to do all of your Walmart listings, make sure you have some ad spend money onto Shopify and vice versa. It is another opportunity for you to use to help you potentially get approved to be able to sell on the Walmart as well. So Shopify has so many, there's just so much. We have a great training that's happening this evening to talk about Shopify. It's our separate Shopify training, but just know that you have the opportunity to push some of those listings. The other thing is that with your own Shopify store, if you have ad spend money and there's some things that maybe you made an investment, you bought some items and the price is just jacked up now. Like, I don't know, maybe it's selling for $2 and you're like, no, I spent $25 on this thing on each one of them. And maybe I got a pallet of 200. So having a Shopify store where you can do your own targeted marketing, where you can sell that product at the price that you want and not have a platform dictate how much you're going to sell something for is always awesome. So if you want to sell that item for $52 and you want to spend some money on ads and you want to do Facebook ads and Google ads and all that other stuff, again, it's another opportunity and you don't have to worry about potentially getting a notification from any of the platforms you sell on, including Walmart, saying the price is a little too high. So consider Shopify. It has an app. All you have to do is attach the app to your wall. You can attach the app to your existing Walmart store, or you can install the app on your Shopify store to work to get approved to be able to sell on Walmart. Those are the two ways in which you want to use that. Any questions on that? So the next thing I want to talk about is diversifying. So last session 6, I talked about social signals. I talked about sharing listings onto other platforms. I just mentioned Pinterest and sending your listings through Pingler and Ping Farm. We talked about all of that in session 6. The reason you would diversify, like take your Walmart listings and push them onto other platforms. Again, using Shopify is another avenue of taking your Walmart listing it on Shopify and also listing it on Amazon. The great thing about Shopify is you can install additional apps to push your listings. Anything that's in your Shopify store can be pushed out to somewhere else as well. So that's the great thing about Shopify. So you literally could, go both directions. You could take your listings from Amazon, push them down to Shopify, and then push them over to Walmart, or you can take your Walmart listings, push them to Shopify, and also cross-list them over to Amazon and any other platform that you want to choose to sell on, including Google Shopping, Facebook Marketplace, all that other stuff. But the goal of diversifying is more traffic, more profits, more sales. That's the thing about diversifying. People are not loyal to a specific store or platform as they would have been, more than a few years ago. Some people are like, oh, no, I only shop at Dillard's and Macy's and Nordstrom's, and I will never go anywhere else. And then now you have, just a whole nother generation that's like, no, we shop everywhere. I will shop everywhere. Maybe there's some people that still don't like Walmart. That's fine. But there are people that will shop on every single platform. So having the opportunity to share your listings as often as you get the opportunity to do so onto other platforms is a good thing. That means more eyes get on that listing, and you want to use tools to help you sync up that listing so that if it sells on another platform and you only have one of it, it'll take it down. So, Renata, did you want to add something? Because I heard you unmute.
Yeah, I just wanted to jump in here and say, to Nicole's point, you've got people that used to be loyal to a specific store or whatever, and online shopping has taken a lot of that away because we know that Google is king. But the thing about it is, that's one of the great reasons to kind of build your own brand and have your store set up over there and use some of these third party prep centers that we've been talking about, because you can actually list them everywhere. And just because someone doesn't like to shop on Walmart doesn't mean that you can't be selling that item on Walmart, but have it on your Shopify store so that when someone buys it, your third party prep center is shipping that out for you. So there is no Walmart attached to it. There is no, someone may be against Amazon for their policies, someone may be against Walmart because of their policies. So in this day and age, having your own brand is actually a benefit, where a lot of times we've been looking to the larger brands for, to build up all of the loyalty for us. And with everything that's going on in the political climate now, you've got people that, for whatever their reasons, don't want to shop at some of these places. So you've got to diversify and kind of cover your bases. If you've got a lot of inventory, what I tend to do is spread that inventory out among all of the other platforms that I'm selling on. And what happens is, Amazon tends to have a lot more sellers than Walmart does. So I'll only put a few of my items over there. And then when I know that I've got the buy box, or I know that, some of the other people have sold out, then I'll up my inventory on that side. And these are for the things that are either being fulfilled by third party or things that I'm fulfilling myself. So there's all types of tactics that you can use to get your inventory to move faster, but diversifying is number one. If you've got it listed in more places, you're going to have more eyes on it. It will move faster, and that's just how it goes.
Absolutely. And I think to Renata's point, like I think she's like a great example of that because she had a lot of listings on Amazon. She had to pull some of their inventory back because Amazon's going through something in 2020. And so she went ahead and listed those things on Walmart, and it has been insane for her. I would think that she would agree that when I say it's been insane. So the fact that, being able to take those listings, some of them she still has active listings on Amazon. She does. But the point is that taking active listings, cross listing on another platform, using a tool to do that, or taking the listings down off of that platform and just pushing them over to Walmart, getting more exposure. And the other thing is that wherever you decide to cross list it, even if you list it on Pinterest or somewhere else, it actually creates what's called backlinks, which means that your link listing will start to get some level of priority and prominence inside of the Google search engine. The more backlinks you have to your listings, the higher the chances that your distinct URL is going to pop up when somebody types in whatever they're going to type in. So if somebody is looking for, maybe you have a wholesale account for kids' bicycles. And so someone's looking for, I don't know, 24-inch, 26-inch, mountain bikes. And you happen to be a seller for that. But you're going to be competing with Academy Sports, Cabela's, Dick's Sporting Goods, Walmart, like all these other things. Well, create cost listing your items on other platforms so that it can be found is going to give you the opportunity to have more backlinks to your distinct listing. So no matter what happens, you'll at least get that sale and you'll be able to close out that transaction.
One of my primary tactics when I first jumped over to Walmart was only to list the items that Amazon was pushing me. I like to say push. They were pushing me out of. They were, deactivating my listings. They were suppressing my listings. They were doing all kinds of stuff. So I just set up on the Amazon side, I set up an automated removal. Anything that they suppressed, anything that they were about to charge me long-term storage fee, any of that stuff, I'm like, just send it back to me. So as I started getting the packages back from Amazon, those were the first things that I started listing on Walmart. And it blew me away because some of the things that had been listed on Amazon for over a year, some of it moving slowly because there were so many sellers over there. I listed it on Walmart. I was the only seller. It was gone within a few days and it was out of here. And I'm thinking, I've been paying long-term storage fees on this thing, for the last 12 or more months, and getting ticked off at Amazon because they were charging me the fees and then not letting me sell it. And then I get it over here and then it sells right away. So even if you don't know what to sell right now, if you've got a Walmart account, if you haven't got a Walmart account and you're thinking about it, that in and of itself is a great reason to jump in and get started right away, because my Amazon listings that were becoming motivations for frustration for me became like my top sellers on Walmart in the beginning. And when I sold out of them, I had to find other things that I could either move over from Amazon or other platforms or go out and source differently. But that in and of itself saved me money and made me money at the same time getting started.
Yeah, it's just insane the opportunity that we all have if we take the opportunity to actually go do something with that information.
And
Um,
if you haven't listened to our previous mastery classes on Pingler and Ping Farm, since Nicole was talking about backlinks, please make sure you go listen to those previous sessions and implement those things right away. We've been doing those. We've been doing the backlinks thing for years, and I promise you, it will move stuff when you find things that just kind of are sitting there and you're not sure why. You don't know a lot of marketing skills, or you don't have a lot of marketing dollars. Pingler and Ping Farm are free, and it's a great way to get some of your listings moving.
yep, absolutely. If you're in eCom Sellers Academy, we do have the training for Facebook Marketplace, but I'm going to talk about just a second about cross listing on other platforms using some existing tools that are out there. But again, to get more visibility, get more traction to your listing, so you can get more sales. Because again, this buying, I'm not going to call it necessarily a buying frenzy, because I know it is, but it's not. It's out of necessity. So it's a forced kind of situation that most people are in right now. In addition to that, there's just a boatload of people that are continuing to lose their jobs, lose their houses. So the number of sales, had all those people not been displaced or unemployed or had reduced income, we know that some of that sales traffic is going to slow down, because we're going to be heading into a situation for a lot of people that will have lost their jobs. So, but I will tell you that the sales are going to continue, again, because of out of necessity. Not everybody's going to be willing to go into the store. Not everybody's going to be willing to do those things. So finding products that are popular, that are already selling. I always say Amazon Top 100 is my favorite tool. Um, Take advantage of that. Use that to your benefit, to be able to um, sell items and sell as many items as possible while this is still going. On the other side of this, as bad as it is, as many people as we lost, there's going to be people that are going to be straight up, millionaires on the other side of this. It's sad, but it's true. And if you're a person that you want to make sure that you've built a nice nest egg for your family, just keep selling. Make sure that you're listing. Make sure you're doing as much as you can to get as many eyeballs as possible on your listings, and that you're driving as much traffic as you can. So again, session 6 is where we covered some of those free traffic strategies. To cross list your items, there's a few different tools. We use eCom Dash, Sellbrite, Zentel. I know that there's a couple more out there, but eCom Dash is another way to take your listings and have your listings cross listed on other platforms. Some of those have straight up integrations directly into like Poshmark or Mercari. Some of them have integrations directly into Facebook Marketplace. So just having that ability to use a tool to push your Walmart listings out to other platforms, so there's an opportunity for you to get more traction and more sales, is just awesome. It is totally awesome. So here's my little caveat to buying tools. For the longest time, I've been teaching e-commerce for so long. I did not use I didn't use any paid tools. Like, I think maybe the thing that I did have is that was paid back in 2014 was I had a subscription system, training software. And then I had like a stamps.com account. That was it. I was paying. Oh, and I think I had like maybe a FedEx or UPS account. But that was it. That was all I had, business account. I didn't have research tools. I didn't pay for research tools. I didn't pay for additional listing tools. I didn't pay for any of that stuff. I did all this stuff on my own, or had VAs and all this other stuff. So when I say I didn't have any tools, there's a lot of people that do this business without having tools. Tools are awesome. Tools are great. But if you're not into profit, I don't recommend you going and spending all this money on tools if you have not made a profit. the tools your profits need to cover any expense. So if you're only making $100 a month and you're paying out $200 in tools, at some point you're going to stop doing e-commerce because you're going to say it doesn't work. So don't go and invest money in tools if you are not being consistently active in your business, you're not into profit, and you're not in a position to be able to do so. I always recommend if you can do at least 3 months of consistency on your own, making sure that you kind of figured out some little niches and avenues and you cut your expenses down as low as you can. Then after that 3 month period of consistent profits, then consider investing in some tools. So these are tools that will help you to cross list your items onto multiple platforms at the same time. So you can have one listing that's on Walmart that is now pushed everywhere else. And that's what I'm saying. Go ahead, Renata.
I have to jump in here because one of the things that I truly believe that sets ecom sellers apart is just what Nicole just said. There are so many of these gurus out there that are selling lists of tools, that are selling lists of things that you need to buy before you can ever get started. And so people get stuck. And Nicole and I both got started doing this while we had, other full-time stuff going on, younger kids activities and all sorts of things going on. And tools were not an option for me when I got started. I looked at some of the lists after the fact, and I'm like, oh, you don't need that. Oh, you don't need that. You don't need that. Oh, you absolutely don't have to have that. And that was one of the things that pushed us to start eCom Sellers, so that we could cater to people that wanted to know what real people were doing to sell on e-commerce. And we are as real as it gets. So you absolutely do not have to have, every tool, every cutter tool and every box maker tool and every different size of tape and all of that other stuff, every different size of label. You see all these lists of things. Will they make your e-commerce journey easier? Yes. But as Nicole said, we have always recommended to people, when I used to teach locally, I would even tell people, you go to the Amazon site or any of the sites that would make you pay just to be on there. I'm like, don't pay for a membership or for a professional account until you're actually making money. I mean, you can sell without doing that. And so many people didn't know that. So absolutely, as we cover these tools, just take it from the perspective that these are going to make your life easier, but don't do any of this until you're making the money and you're in a position where you need that leg up, where it's going to actually help you build your business rather than bog you down and get you in the mindset of it's just too much. Because that's not what we want to do here.
No, that's not what we want you to do. We don't want you to be broke in the tools. And so just, you have to be in the profit first before you invest in a tool. And that's my, that's here we go. That's my final answer. When I first started, my mentor at the time, Nikki Witherspoon, she was like, look, when I first started selling on Amazon, we didn't go out and buy labels. We had office paper and we cut out our labels. Yes, I said that. She cut out and taped them onto the items before she shipped them into the Amazon FBA. She didn't go buy a label maker. She printed out a white piece of paper and taped it on the outside of a big box and put all of her inventory in there. And so I did that. I literally did that when I first started. Again, just trying to manage expenses. So, not going out and buying all of these is, okay, somebody said, oh, we need a shrink wrap machine. No, you don't need all of that. So I'm just saying tools are awesome. Online tools are awesome. Research tools are awesome. Just, be mindful when you do it. The other thing I will say, and I'll move on. There are a lot of people that buy some really great tools that are out there. Jungle Scouts, Helium 10, Tactical Arbitrage. I can go on and on and on. Ace Inspector Pro, all of that stuff. And I had, and one of them, like two of them I still have. Like I have a lifetime, whatever. So I don't pay for it. But ask me how often I crack those things open. Ask me how often I pull them up. Ask me how often any of that. One of the things I don't, and that's really crazy. I mean, it's not crazy. It's the reason I don't is because I used to listen to, I think his name is Cody Hawk when I first started. And one of the things he talked about using tools, he's like, if you're using it and every other seller is using that tool to do product research, what are you all selling? Why is the competition so high? If the product tool, the tool is giving you data, it's giving all of the millions of other subscribers the same data. So you have to get smart about your own product research. So I made a decision that I would just go into the store. I would be more observant. It's kind of like taking the red pill or the blue pill. I took the blue pill and I see things differently. And I think that has been one of my blessings. And so I always try to share with people free ways to do stuff, low cost ways to do stuff. Will those tools be helpful? Yeah. Are they great to give to a VA to do something? Yeah. But next week, when we do, not next week, following week, when we talk about virtual assistants, I'm going to give you another strategy you can use that you can give a virtual assistant to do your own product research for you. So you're not one of those people where there's 90 people on the same listing. So we'll talk about that in our next class. All right, so these are some tools. We do have an affiliate link for eCom Dash. I'm sure we have one for Celebrate and Zintel. But again, these tools allow you, let me just pull up eCom Dash real quick. Sorry. I'm not going to log into my account, but I'm just going to show you. The great thing about eCom Dash, it's similar to, I forget the other tool. There's another tool that's similar to it that I think Helium 10 cells. I can't remember all these things. But I apologize for not remembering all this stuff. But eCom Dash allows you to take your listing. So wherever it is, if it lives on eBay, if it lives on Amazon, if it lives on Walmart, to be able to push it onto other platforms. So that is what I wanted you to know, is like being able to push the listing over to another platform. And then it'll tell you what pieces of information it needs to be able to do that pushing over there. Cellbrite. I can type. Same thing, you know, like pushing your listings where they make sense over to other platforms. You see, this one includes Google Shopping. I know that there's another one for like Facebook Marketplace or something like that. So it says see more. And these are paid subscriptions, and they're going to be based off of how many listings they have to, or how many SKUs they have to manage. I don't know why see more is not coming up, but anyway, they have more. So it just gives you the opportunity to be able to cross-list your items, get more eyeballs on your listing. There it goes. I know I have way too many windows open, so my computer's like, what do you want to do? So anyway, just wanted to share that there are some ways to do that. And I would say of tools, this makes sense to me. Being able to take my listings and list them over onto other platforms makes sense. Using tools to do product research, limited. That's my personal opinion. Other people may think differently. You know, it just depends on what you're trying to accomplish. And if you have additional hands to do some of the work for you, yeah, do that. But if you don't have additional hands, if you're a team of 2 or 10, team of 3 or a team of 1, then, you know, manage what you can manage. Don't overwhelm yourself. Otherwise, you're going to quit. So that's my spiel, and I'm sticking to it. All right. I hope that was a blessing to somebody. Somebody maybe needed to hear that. Okay, so then the next thing is finding profitable items or reverse sourcing. So there's so many different ways to reverse source. Let me hide this little floaty thing. There are. And again, using product research tools are a great way to reverse source. A lot of people reverse source by finding, one of the easiest ways that I use Amazon, because Amazon's already giving you a bunch of data. Amazon is my go-to hack for reverse sourcing. It is my go-to hack for things that are profitable. It is my go-to hack for so much. In addition to that, one of the things that I do every single Q4 is I go into the stores when, go to Five Below. I'll go to, Five Below is one of my favorite ones to go to, but I'll use them as an example, or Big Lots. And I will flip over an item and take a picture of the label. Why am I taking a picture of the label? Because if at some point I want to private label that product, or I want to be able to buy that product in wholesale, now I have the information that I need. So when you see things differently, when you're taking a blue pill and you go into a store and you see, okay, these are the items that are either on the end caps, the center aisles, these are the hot items that are selling this Q4, when they're the first ones out the chute, I'm in the store getting that picture. And even if I don't get a relationship with that manufacturer for this Q4, there's going to be a high probability that I will have established a relationship with them for the next Q4. so that I can either buy that product that's going to be in Five Below at a discounted rate. And I'm hoping everybody listens to this. And I'll be able to buy that item at Five Below for a discounted rate for the next Q4. So my mentor, again, Nikki Witherspoon, I was so I was so mad at her because I went sourcing with her for Q4 once. I think it was like in October, and I drove down to Houston, and it was when Minions were hot, and she picked up the it was a Minion puzzle 10 round thing, and I put them in my cart because I was like, oh, let's see what they're selling for. We could put those together with the bundle. She was like, yeah, that'd be good. And she's like, you're not going to be happy with me. I said, why? She said, I got those for 50 cents or something, some crazy, 75 cents. I was like, what? So when you're a person, you're looking on Amazon or you're looking on some of these other platforms, you're like, how are they selling that for that price? Because they got it wholesale. That's how they're selling it for that price. Or they got it at some kind of closeout, liquidation, something. They got it at a discounted rate. And so she said, I came into the store, I flipped it over, I took a picture of the manufacturer information, I contacted them, I set up a wholesale account, and I bought directly from them. I was like, you make me sick. I cannot stand you at this moment. So I want you to know that any of you on this call can do that. You literally can go into the store when you know, especially stores you source from all the time. It doesn't matter. You Burlington Coat Factory, Ross, flip over the label to find the manufacturer information, contact the manufacturer, and set up a wholesale account and buy that stuff at wholesale so that next Q4, you can go from whatever your numbers were this year to being some ridiculous numbers for next year because you establish wholesale accounts and you're buying those items in bulk. In bulk, I'll put quotation marks in the air. Don't overbuy, but you're buying a sufficient amount to be able to ride the wave until some moron on some platform takes the price down and you're like, I've moved on. Okay. So use that strategy. But I go into, I use Amazon all the time. I look at the top 100 Amazon sales rank, and I check to find those items that are already moving. So if we go over to Amazon, we're going to minimize this again. And yes, we are selling on Walmart, but again, Amazon is an amazing research tool that people do not realize. It's your online version of a free research tool. Because if it's moving on Amazon, it's going to be moving on other platforms. That's just a fact. There is nothing you can do to get around that. If it's selling like crazy on Dick's Sporting Goods, or it's selling like crazy on Home Depot, or it's selling like crazy on AutoZone, it's selling like crazy somewhere else, it's going to be selling like crazy on Amazon too. That's just a fact. It's just a fact. So since they give us the free research tool, I'm all day. So Amazon top 100 on my Z. Yeah, okay. Or Amazon bestsellers. You can either Google either one of them. You can also Google Amazon movers and shakers. So when you go to Amazon top 100, again, for those people who have never been here before, this again is another way for you to look at stuff. This is the primary category. When you click on it, you'll see the secondary category, and then there might be another secondary or third category. But the primary category is like, okay, baby or toys. So you can see in toys and games, it's telling you when you click on toys and games, these are the top 100 items that are moving right now in the toys category on Amazon. And then these are the secondary categories that are over here. So if you want to focus on preschool, if you want to focus on puzzles, if you want to focus on games, whatever you want to focus on, you can drill down. So when we see these games, unless you're going to buy them, if you buy them at clearance, you can sometimes get them below wholesale. And so that's another thing that I do is I buy things after the holidays over. So make a note to yourself right now. The 26th through the 31st is one of the best times to go into Walmart. And actually, the 25th, probably, if Walmart's going to be open this year on the 25th. I don't know that they are, but on the 25th, they will start marking stuff down. And then on the 26th, 27th, like you can go to the store and buy boatloads of stuff. If you have the storage space, if you don't have the storage space, don't do it. And you can start to get things, they'll mark a boatload of stuff down at 50%. As you get closer to the 31st, they will start marking stuff down, 60 and 70 and 80%. Another store that really does some ridiculous markdowns on the 25th and 26th, Walgreens and CVS. Why? They don't have a lot of real estate. they got to mark stuff down. Big Lots will do the same. Five Below doesn't really mark down. So, come back, listen to this again. But these are stores in which you can get the inventory. You don't have to worry about it being shipped across the ocean. It's already here. And if you have a sufficient number of those stores around you, you literally can go and clean up. So make that note to yourself, put that on your calendar, put it on your Google Calendar to remind you to go do that. In any case, let me go down. So maybe I'm going to use this as an example. And on Amazon, there's going to be some gating of specific brands. Maybe when you scan this, you can't sell it. For those who don't know, you can actually scan the image with your Amazon Seller app from the screen. But if for some reason you can't sell it, which is fine, maybe there are similar toys that are selling. Maybe it's not called Light Bright. Maybe it's called something else. And so, again, finding related items or similar items or finding accessory items to that item. Selling the accessory toys to an item is another thing. Again, I just go and do research. Okay, if people are buying this, they're probably going to buy that. Bicycles is a good example of that, because if I buy a bike, I'm probably going to buy a bike helmet. It just naturally rolls off the brain. You got to get a helmet, especially if you're buying one of those pedal bikes for little kids. So what do you get? Knee pads, you get in a helmet, you get in elbow pads. See, now we're into a whole bunch of stuff that you can be selling the accessory things. You can rank for the word that people are looking for. So pay attention to what is happening when you go to the store. And then when I scroll down, if it'll go down, I'll also look at frequently bought together. So it looks like this is Light Bright, and then this is Light Bright and some additional accessories. So this is what I would consider an accessory. And if I go down and I look, these are additional pieces or something that you can play with your Light Bright. If I go down, look, it's still in the Amazon top 100. So even if I can't sell, maybe I don't sell a Light Bright, maybe I can find an off brand of something that is similar to go with Light Bright, maybe an accessory toy of some type. What's the other thing that they're buying together? And I just randomly chose this. Is this a replacement board? So this is a replacement board. It doesn't even say Light Bright on it. It's a board. So you've got 10 sheets. Nobody's probably thinking about this item from a reverse sourcing standpoint. So let's say you're not approved on Amazon to be able to sell the Light Bright, but could you be sourcing this? Because if people are buying the Light Bright, they're definitely probably going to want some additional boards, you think. And it's not even the same brand name. So I just gave this idea to somebody. Somebody on this call is going to go do something with that. But the point is, there's so many opportunities for you to make money when it comes to, I use Amazon all the time as a tool for reverse sourcing. And this strategy, you can teach a VA to go do this for you. So then if you want to spend the money on using all these research tools that everybody else is going to be using the same research tools, or you can have a fresh set of eyes, look at it from a completely different perspective. So I want to encourage you to think about that. Yeah, this is like a great one. Like, okay, sell the peg, sell the board. All right. So I love reverse sourcing. There's so many different ways in which to do it. Finding items that are already moving and selling those items, sourcing for items that are already moving, flipping over the item when you go into the store, what's already on the end caps, what's already in the middle section. And there are times where I literally just walk into the store, another strategy I use, so that I can make sure that I increase my awareness year over year. Like I have pictures of stores that I've walked into from 2015. So I literally will walk into the store and take the picture of the end caps in the middle aisle, and I will compare them year over year to see if I can pay attention to any changes in trends, or if there are no changes in trends, I can predict when they're going to put something out because I'm paying attention to that. Because I'm going into the store physically and I'm taking pictures. And they probably think I'm crazy. Like, this lady comes in here, she takes pictures. Now it's not, so crazy to go into a store and take pictures. But before, in 2015 and 14, I think they were like, I don't know, what are you doing here? Like, are you mystery shopping? I'm like, no, I'm just here. So use some of those strategies. Google, I always say, is a great one. Search for the item using Google Images. Hire a VA to do some of this research for you, if nothing else. And I think that, you should try some different strategies to source for products that are either already moving or that people are looking for, or, Google is your friend. So we gave you some Google research strategies, I think in session 2, maybe. So using Google to find those words that people are already searching for right now. And then what are the products that come up first? What are the products that come up first? Go to Google. If I'm looking for kids bikes, if I type in BIK and I stop, what are the top 10 searches that are showing up? Maybe boys bikes, maybe girls bikes. Then when I do search for boys bikes, what are the bikes that show up on the page? That is what I'm going to be paying attention to. Those are the ones that are probably moving, because Google always shows you the things that are the most prominent. Same thing with Amazon, meaning the most pulled up, most reviewed, most whatever. So use that strategy to your advantage. And that's going to give you some insight on what you could sell or potentially sell accessories for related items, things that people are going to buy. If they buy this item, what else are they buying? So hope that was helpful. All right. So the review. We covered some stuff today. I gave you some additional insights. I hope you use it. I want you to know that people are going to be buying, like I said, all the way up until I think it's beyond March. And so don't sleep on Walmart. If you didn't get your Walmart account approved, do it now. In session 1, we walked through the Walmart application. We talked about you building a real schedule, setting up your Walmart app, installing the Walmart app. We walked you through that. We also talked about sourcing. We taught you how to create a listing using the UPC on Walmart. In session 2, we talked about listing using your seller app and also the Excel spreadsheet method. We also talked about and covered order fulfillment. Now, I will tell you, session 1 and session 2 and session 3, they're probably 2-hour-long sessions. So you can't eat an elephant all at one setting. Go back and maybe review it 15 to 30 minutes at a time. And whatever things you did not implement, begin the process of course correction. Now, if you have the time, if you are heads down, you're shipping 100 items a day because you have that many orders coming in from Walmart, then you're probably not going to be able to do that. But over the, Christmas break or over the New Year's break, that may be an opportunity for you to slow down, break down what you watched or what you listened to or what you were taught, and then make adjustments to what you're already doing on Walmart based on those trainings. So always go back and listen to them to see if there was something that you missed, if there was a golden nugget we gave you, now that you have a perspective that you didn't have when you're just being told something blind. So it's kind of like, you're going to flight school. They're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff in the book, and they're going to make you read a bunch of stuff in the book, or even driver's ed. Another example, driver's ed. They're going to make you read a bunch of stuff, but until you actually get either behind the simulator or behind a real car, it's not, some of that stuff is not going to connect. The dots are not going to connect until you actually are doing the thing. They'll be like, oh, that makes sense now. So watching a training video and just watching it and listening to it and making notes is always a good thing, because then you're ready mentally. Maybe you can start the process of visualizing what you're going to be doing. But when you actually start doing it, after you've been doing it for a couple of a month or so, then come back and watch the videos one more time and make notes about things that you can make adjustments in the way that you run your business operations, because that will change everything for you. It will help you scale faster. We did talk about the Shopify integration in both session 1 and session 2. We also talked about your numbers and your profits. In session 3, we talked about order fulfillment with the prep center, and we also talked about it with deliver in session 3, a prep center in session 2. And we also talked about restrictions and how to optimize your listing. So again, you may not be doing some of these things because you are literally drinking through a fire hose right now if you actually took action. If you're not drinking through a fire hose, you will be at some point, because we want you to take action. So being able to watch all the training, get the notes, and then do the action, because again, driving a car, somebody walking you through a book about driving a car versus actually getting behind the wheel are two different things. Things make more sense. And then session 4, the Walmart Fulfillment Center. I know a lot of people Mihal said, go ahead and move forward with, if you get it, apply, and then, there'll be a delayed response. It is a different process. So just be mindful it's not 100% exactly how we do, Amazon FBA shipping. So sales rank are Walmart opportunities. We talked about those a lot. And then customer service returns and promotions. I know that there's been a lot of returns for different people. So again, go back and watch that session if you're not really sure on how to handle certain things. We did we did discuss several different things around returns in session 4. Session 5 was a review, and then we also talked about sourcing and bundles and multi-pack. And then session 6 was all about Keepa, keyword research, Ping Learn, Ping Farm, social signals, hot niches, and selling strategies. So if you did not, if you need to go back and rewatch something, please do. If you're starting from the beginning, go ahead and get started. We're excited. We're glad you're here. We want you to make a lot of progress in your business. We want you to experience the insane numbers that a lot of people are experiencing from selling on Walmart. All you have to do is just get started. That's it. So Renata, is there anything you want to add to that?
No, I think you got it covered. Like I said, I want to make sure everyone knows to go back and do the review, because Nicole does. She covers a lot of information. A lot of this you will have to take time to, as she mentioned, bite the elephant, eat the elephant one bite at a time, and go through it, especially with everything else that's going on right now. But if you are not a member of eCom Sellers Academy, we do live Q&As. We do have a ton of information on some of the other things that we're mentioning, like some of the tools, as well as the 3PLs and the prep centers. So if you're just getting started and you have additional questions, I encourage you make the investment in yourself and in your business to get that additional hands-on help over there as well. So we're always here for you. And at eCom Sellers, your success matters to us. So I just want to make sure that everyone on here feels like they're getting what they anticipated. So if you would just type in the comments and let us know if there's anything that you're specifically looking for in your Walmart journey, that we might be able to go and get the information for you for not next week, but the following week. We want to make sure that we're actually addressing your needs specifically. We've got our own itinerary here, and we try to follow that in the interest of time, but we do want to give you the opportunity to get your questions answered. So I didn't see any additional questions in the chat, but if you have them, we'll give you just a couple of minutes to put those over there so that we can get those answered for you.
Yeah. So yeah, let us know. Has this class been helpful for you all? Has it been beneficial? Has it helped you in your e-commerce business? Tell us, I mean, in your Walmart journey, or even in any of your other journeys. And I do want you to know, like, as part of eCom Sellers Mastery, we do have that live Q&A that's every Saturday that you can come to. It's at 2:30. So, if you are in your journey and let's say it's 3 months from now and you run into something, you want to talk to somebody, just jump on the Q&A and somebody will be there. It's at 2:30 right now, only because our training for our master classes are running long. So in the future, it'll go back to its regular time of 2 o'clock. But you can always jump on those if you have questions. We sit on that Q&A for 30 minutes. We wait for people to join us. And so it's a live person. They're sitting there ready to answer your questions. And if they don't know the answer, they'll reach out to one of the other leaders and say, hey, can you jump on this Q&A? This person has a question about this, and I know you know it. So I will say that that's one of the great things about eCom Sellers. We got people, we do private label drop shipping. We have team members that do Shopify. We have people who do Amazon and Facebook Marketplace. So Macari, Poshmark, Etsy, like our leadership we got a whole bunch of people doing a whole bunch of different things. So if you got a question and maybe it's not directly related to this right now, maybe it's something else, definitely can jump on. All right, so hopefully Renata has gotten the questions. If there's something in the chat, let me look real quick. Next week, we are going to be covering outsourcing. So I always believe after 90 days of doing something, that outsourcing should be one of those things that you get prepared to do. You should start preparing to reduce your hands-on as much as possible. After you get the hang of it, you understand something, and begin the process of figuring out how to automate it. So We have a lot of volume on Amazon, and so far, one
Yeah, I
order.
was just gonna say Mariah has question
Yeah,
about optimization. We did have a session on listing optimization.
yep.
Mariah's new here. Do you know which session that was?
That was session
Three,
3.
session
Yep.
3.
Session 3, we did a little listing optimization in session 4 as well. But session 3, we took a deep dive into optimizing your listings on Walmart to try and help you get more traffic and more traction. The other thing is, again, because the key words are going to be the important thing. I think what some people think is whatever the words are that people are searching for it on Amazon, use those exact to the T. And that may not always be the case. And so you may need to change some things up on your titles. You may need to, maybe your pictures need to be improved. Could be any number of things. There could be more stuff that details you can put in the listing. So, though all of those things I think you'll find helpful in that listing optimization session, which is session 3. And it is, like I said, those sessions are about 2.5 hours long. I'm sorry. We gave you a lot of info though. We did. We did. We are all about giving away whatever we got. If we got it, we're going to give it to you. So hopefully that's helpful. Is there anything else? She said 500 plus sales later. I love hearing that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love hearing when people are like, "Oh, I'm over here crushing it." We don't talk about it. We're just crushing it silently. It's all good.
Yeah. And that's one of the reasons why it's always so quiet is we're over here. That's what I'm doing while Nicole's talking. I'm over here shipping labels. I'm printing labels and shipping additional items out as we speak. That's just the nature of the beast in Q4.
Yeah, Q4 is insane right now. I gotta go to my storage unit today. So, but anyway, so definitely look into do some reverse sourcing this week. Do some diversifying. Be thinking about planning in advance because again, session 1 we talked about planning. So definitely do some planning for yourself regarding what are the things that people are going to be buying next over the next 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks. Are you sourcing for those things now? Are you figuring out where you're going to buy them from? What things are going to get ready to go on clearance? Did you guys buy any Thanksgiving clearance? Like, again, be thinking about that. That's why I put the little count stuff on my calendar so it just pops up so I don't forget. Like, oh, we got to go. We got to go get that Christmas clearance. Because again, you're all focused on your own business. All right. And then I want you to begin the process of thinking about what is it that I do that I would love somebody else to do for me. So then that way, when we come into this final session, that you can be thinking about that. We are going to do a year-end planning session, a 2021. It's not really a year-end planning session. The 2021, let's prepare for massive success in 2021. So it's like a reset, refresh, and reset session, reset, restart session, and that's at the end of the year. So look for that. I encourage you to register. I encourage you to invite as many people as possible. It's absolutely free. I love doing the year-end session because there's just so much that we can all learn from what did we do this year. So make sure you guys sign up for that as well. And then you can jump on the Q&A. It's at 2:30. Remember, in the future, after December of this year, it will go back to its regular time at 2 o'clock. We always sit there for 30 minutes and we wait for you to come and ask your question. You get a live person. So you can always ask forever and a day. This is good as forever, as long as we have eCom Sellers Mastery. So we'll always have a Q&A. So you can always come and join us. All right. I think we got them all. Did we get them all, Renata?
I believe so. I'm still scrolling. I don't see anything new in here.
Okay.
My computer's a little delayed. Let's see. I got as many windows as you have open.
All right. Well, we're gonna say good luck, guys. Stay focused, stay consistent, stay persistent as well.
Keep crushing.
Keep crushing it. Talk with you later. Bye for now.